Before jumping to Grasshopper, I wanna learn what made you start that young, right? With 12 years already producing content. Like nowadays, it kind of seems much more obvious to
Sure.
produce content, but back in the day, it wasn't as a common thing, right?
No, it
And
wasn't.
also the platforms that we had, they were totally different. So what made you start that early back in the days producing content?
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot, and I'm not quite sure. I don't really have anyone who's an entrepreneur in my family. I mean, my dad was in sales, my mom's a nurse, but I started the blog because my sister, I had wanted to be an actress. And of course, I'm like in the smallest town in Mansfield, Connecticut. Like I'm failing out of school. I did very poorly in school, but I at the time loved to act. But acting is obviously very difficult. I didn't live near close enough to New York to get there often for castings. I didn't live close enough to Boston, so I felt very trapped. And my sister at the time, my older sister, was living in New York, and she had read about a girl named Tabby Jevinson, who was one of these OG teen bloggers. I mean, back in like 2010, 2011. And my sister just like point blank to me was like, I don't think you're going to make it as an actress, but maybe you should start a blog. And she just like handed me this newspaper article and was like, read about this girl. I was like, oh, like I also love to write. So I was like, fuck it, I'll start a blog. And so I actually started the first blog post on September, I think it was September 10th, 2011. I remember, it's like I have the clearest memory of this room. She was living in Staten Island at the time, and which is outside of Manhattan. And she gave me her laptop, and I just went on, I typed in blogger.com. I don't even know if that exists anymore.
Never heard about it.
Yeah. You could buy like a domain, and I might not have even, I didn't buy a domain. It was a lifeinthefashionlane.blogspot.com. Now you have to go to like GoDaddy and then MailChimp, all that. I didn't do any of that. I was 12, right? It's not like I had a credit card. So I came up with the name A Life in the Fashion Lane, and I wrote my first blog post that day, and it published. And every day I just like kept writing on the blog, but it wasn't something where I was telling people about it. I was pretty badly bullied at school, so I wasn't floating around this blog. And then it took a while, but it slowly just kind of started to evolve from there.
Mm-hmm.